Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode of the Goodcast Show. My guest today was the science advisor to the Prime Minister from 1984 to 2001. He's a senior fellow and founding president of the Academy of Sciences Malaysia, ASM. He's the founding chairman of Technology Park Malaysia Corporation and the Malaysian Technology Department Corporation, MTDC. He's a founding joint chair of Malaysian Government Industry Group for High Technology, MIGHT or MIGHT. He's a deputy vice chancellor academic affairs. He was at UPM from 1982 to 1984. He's the chairman of a Dialogue Rakyat Organising Committee. He's a current member of UCSI's University Council and the chairman of the Malaysian Torres Science Foundation. Please welcome Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Omar Abdul Rahman. Tan Sri, welcome to the podcast and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
It's an honor to have you here. You are very passionate about the Rukun Negara. And I want to start off with this guy, just in case we did not know or we've forgotten. Remember, the Rukun Negara was always at the back of our notebooks in school, right? So the Rukun Negara is Malaysia's national philosophy, which was declared in 1970 by the fourth Yang di-Pertuan Agong Almarhum Tuanku Ismail Nasiruddin Shah Ibni Almarhum Sultan Zainal Abidin. Now, among its objectives were to achieve greater unity in Malaysians, preserve democratic way of life, create a just society where the nation's prosperity is fairly shared, ensure a liberal approach to Malaysia's rich and diverse cultural traditions, and to build a progressive society oriented towards modern science and technology. So I ask you, Tan Sri, after 55 years, have the objectives of the Rukun Negara been met?
First of all, thank you, Mr. Jendran, for this opportunity to share my concern about the status of our national unity and social harmony, because that's what Rukun Negara was all about.
Yeah.
It is the acclaimed blueprint for national unity and social harmony. But 55 years after it was announced, we are nowhere near the objectives that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, very few people that I talk about during my presentation knows that there are objectives to the Rukun Negara.
Yes.
They only know the principles.
Yes.
Yeah? So that's the reason why there's so many things happening in the country now, in the past, present, where social harmony is actually always under pressure. Yeah, you remember the sock gate?
Yes, of course. Who can forget?
Yeah.
KK Mat, yeah.
And now it is the flag gate.
Yes, the flag gate. Yes,
Okay?
yes.
And so these are jarring example of the fragility of the social harmony in our country. So for me, being concerned about this is how I managed to get a number of people represent organization to sit down under the banner of Dialogue Rakyat to say, okay, what can we do? We can continue to blame the politician, we can assign blame to anybody, but what can we
do
as individual or as group of individual do to contribute to countering that and to achieve the objectives of Rukun Negara?
Sorry, Tan Sri, you said earlier you talked about national unity. Why do you use the term national unity and why aren't we focused on forming a national identity?
Because that is the objective actually. Yeah, that national unity every time there is a big occasion like Merdeka just recently, it is always about unity.
Yes.
And at the back of unity is, for me, social harmony, and this is where we are continually being challenged, as I said. Yes. So social harmony to me is the important one, because unity is not something, it's not demonstrable at all time, but social harmony is. So I thought that's the reason why. And to go back to the Dialogue Rakyat, after a number of meetings convening the Dialogue Rakyat, we came up with the idea of Harmoni-Mesra and the Code of Ethical Conduct. The Code of Ethical Conduct is how we should behave as individual, as a group of individual, as what the Malay calls about budi bahasa, budi bicara, and budi pekerti. Budi bahasa is the words that we use without intimidating or being nasty to others. Budi bicara is the way we interact with one another. And budi pekerti is the way you behave at all times, even when no one is watching. Right? We forget about that.
You were in serving the government in the 80s,
Yes.
which was a very unique time in Malaysia. I think at that time you can say Malaysia was like a teenager. It was very active, a lot of possibilities, a lot of things and all that, right? Right then there was our first car project, and then it was the launch of Wawasan Dobro after 1990 and all that. But I want to go back to your time working with Tun Mahathir. One of the reasons why perhaps we could see that the Rukun Negara maybe has failed to be implemented is because there is a lack of nation building attempts in our history. Was nation building a big part of Tun Mahathir's plans?
Well, if you look at Vision 2020, and that is an elaboration of the 5 objectives of Rukun Negara. Yeah. But the problem here is that we have political slogan every time a new
Bangsa
government
Malaysia.
comes into place.
Yes.
So we keep changing the goalpost, so to speak.
Yes.
So this is one reason. And at that time, I wasn't. My interest was in science, technology, and innovation. So I wasn't looking at this, and I was very happy with Vision 2020 because to me there's an elaboration of what needs to be done, the 9 challenges, right?
Yes.
In order for us to achieve the objective of Rukun Negara. The objective of Rukun Negara can be translated into a national aspiration for a harmonious, prosperous, progressive and sustainable Malaysia, HPPS Malaysia. As sustainable, somebody may raise the question to say, how can you include sustainability in Rukun Negara, because sustainability concept was not there when Rukun Negara came about 55 years ago. But remember, the 5th objective is about harnessing modern science and technology. So we need to keep on with new things. And one of the new one is, of course, sustainability. Sustainable science. So this is what I thought. If we accept HPPS, harmonious, prosperous, progressive, and sustainable Malaysia, no matter what the political slogan would be, this will stay our core objective, the national aspiration.
Okay.
It may be easier for people to remember. It may be easier for us to monitor and to see what needs to be done.
But in terms of politics, let's talk about politics. How do you think politicians from back then till now, what is their role in terms of, have they hindered or promoted the implementation or the practice of Rukun Negara?
Okay. If you take the cue from the political slogan, first of all, Vision 2020 of Dr. Tun Mahathir, to me that was an elaboration of the 5 principles into 9 challenges. And then we have One Malaysia, we have Transformation National, we have Make the Future, we have Shared Prosperity, and then we have Keluarga Malaysia. All those things for me are within the ambit of HPPS. Keluarga Malaysia is more on the harmonious part. Yeah? And then we have the current Malaysia Madani, which comprises sustainability, care and compassion, respect, innovation, prosperity, and trust. That's very, very strong on the harmonious part. Yeah? Because if you talk about care and compassion, respect, and trust, that is the requirement for harmonious as well as the outcome of harmonious. Because all this thing is very confusing.
Are we just limiting this discussion to political slogans? Or are our politicians, our leaders of the day or even before, have they done enough to implement this through actions, by showing their commitment through actions to policies?
This is the problem. Many of our so-called national aspiration, whether it is in politics, in social social aspect, in economy, or in science and technology, the vision and the plans are always very good. We are always short. There are always shortfall in the implementation, and this continue to be so.
But where would you like to see the Rukun Negara, especially in terms of its objectives? How would you recommend now, at your age, with all the experience you have, how would you like to see it being implemented? What sort of policy should be enacted to implement these objectives, to achieve these objectives?
Now, if we accept the HPPS as what Rukun Negara is all about, then you can see the harmonious part is the cornerstone. Without that, the other three will be difficult to achieve. So my concern at the moment is to look at what we need to do with the harmonious component, because that's the one that is being challenged all the time. I mentioned the sock gate and the flag gate. Those are challenges to the harmonious part. And when there is no harmony, we see when there is this harmony, you know what happened around the world. The 5 dreadful Ds: displacement, destruction, all that, all that. So we need, therefore, for me, what my effort right now is to look at how we deal with the harmonious component. This is where the Dialogue Rakyat Harmoni-Mesra came into play, because to have Harmoni-Mesra concept, principle and practices, and the Tata Peradaban, just to have it there, nothing will happen. We have to translate that into what I call actionable practices. So what we have been able to do is to get one actionable practice being launched. I happen to be on the council of UCSI University. And in 1922, UCSI University launched its Harmoni-Mesra campus program. They accept the principle of Harmoni-Mesra, and they want to translate that into activities on campus involving students, involving staff, and if possible, involving the neighborhood communities. So this is where my concern at the moment. And we have presented the idea of this Harmoni-Mesra to the Ministry of National Unity, Perpaduan, because Harmoni-Mesra campus program is only one actionable practice which is suitable for the university.
I see.
Harmoni-Mesra actionable practice can be developed by corporate sector, by organization, by many people, putting into it their own perspective. Because Harmoni-Mesra, there are 4 components to Harmoni-Mesra. Number 1, we recognize what we call harmony moments. This is what is happening all the time. We just had a huge, big harmony moments on a National Day. We came together, we all that hoo-ha. We're going to have another one on the 16th for Malaysia Day. We come together to support our sports team, badminton, football. Those we call those as harmony moment. Social activities for short-term objectives. Then we say, on the top of the social component, we have to build the rational component. This has got to be more to take opportunity of the harmony moment to build upon it, so that we understand what are our political heritage, for example. How did we start as a nation? What are the aspirations of our founding process? What is our constitution all about? For example, the constitution is a reflection of promoting Malaysia or continue to support Malaysia as a mosaic not as a melting pot. But some people want to force us into the melting pot kind of situation.
Which you don't agree.
Yeah.
You don't agree with the melting pot.
No, because that's not what the Constitution is all about. That's not what Rukun Negara is all about. We are supposed to be a mosaic.
That's an interesting point because, of course, one of the objectives is of the Rukun Negara is to achieve greater unity. That's the first objective. The third is creating a just society where the nation's prosperity is fairly shared. I just want to get your opinion on this, Tan Sri. How do you see the concepts like, for example, the NEP or the affirmative action promoting these two objectives? Because it seems to be in sort of contradiction.
On the surface, politicians, leaders always speak about that. But the underlying thing, this is still the insidious part which is still going on. So we need to do something about that. So the Harmoni-Mesra components, the first the harmony movement, then the rational part. Of course, we need the emotional component as well.
Of course.
Yeah, but normally the emotional component is a song, some other thing. We only have one song.
Yeah.
We are developed, but the other thing which we still are developing. But what we need to promote also the Tata Peradaban. So this is where the actionable practice of Harmoni-Mesra needs to be promoted. And we went to the Kementerian National Unity to explain what we are doing. They like what we are doing actually. The Harmoni-Mesra campus program is only one example. That can be other forms, and then organization can bring into their own the harmony moments, because there are so many opportunities for harmony moments depending on the organization.
Yeah, yes? Correct. Yeah. So, I mean, why do you think the Rukun Negara was not more emphasized in, say, schools? Because as I know from time I was in school, besides, as I mentioned, besides that 5 lines that's behind the book, and every Monday when we put up our hands and say the Rukun Negara, we never really studied, because only, in fact, last year when I interviewed the son of Sheikh Hussein Alatas, Sheikh Farid Alatas, did I know that the Rukun Negara is actually not just 5 principles, it's an entire document, it's a big document,
yes.
But we don't know this. So why do you think it wasn't done in schools?
Well, I don't know how it came about, but that's what happened. That is what happened. It is maybe because it's easier. Yeah, you can line up the students and to say, okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you look at the 5 ideals or the 5 principles, belief in God, okay, that's not an issue. Yeah, loyalty to king and country. Okay, maybe that is not a problem.
No problem, definitely.
And then supremacy of the Constitution. Many people don't even understand what is the core of our Constitution. Just like I said, the Constitution is about a mosaic, not a melting pot. That one we don't even go into that. And then rule of law. Okay, maybe that's right. But courtesy and morality, and we have corruption everywhere. Even that we don't go into detail. We just say that. So this is where the Tata Peradaban, yeah, budi bahasa, budi bicara, budi pekerti. Morality is the budi pekerti, the way you behave.
Yeah.
So we have nice words, we have nice policy, we have nice program, but the implementation is always a shortfall.
How important do you think is the element of enforcement? Because, like, for example, one recent example was even in the case of the Socks Gate, right? You see the situation where certain political leaders can say and do whatever they want, instigating the people further. A lot of things happen, and then even in the flag gate, as you also mentioned, again, you see political leaders sort of instigating, riling up sentiment and all that. Shouldn't enforcement be a critical part of this to ensure that people practice and this morality and courtesy is further and focused on?
Well, I don't know whether beyond just reciting, whether any of this become parts of the school's activities or school curriculum. I do not know. Yeah, but that should be beyond just reciting. Each of these should be explained or should be a component, a compulsory component at the schools. And then if an actionable practice of Harmoni-Mesra is taken up by companies, by organization, by association, they can deal with this from time to time among their members, among their staff. That's the only way to get this going.
The people will follow the leaders' example, right? They will follow the example. So when you look at courtesy and morality now, what do you feel? How do you feel the leaders today are carrying themselves or performing their duties in order to inspire the people to be more courteous and to practice more moral ways?
I don't know. I don't know. There are a lot of words.
A lot of words. Okay.
A lot of words. There are always good advice. Yeah. Not to do this, not to do the other. For example, I have here. This is what Agong said in 2024. The most meaningful gift for me is the unity among races, as is the key to the country's prosperity. And then the New Year message, the King stresses importance of unity and harmony. And then this is what Sultan Selangor said in 24, don't let hate win and don't put harmony at risk. And Sultan Perak, rejecting and denying cultural diversity is short of a tragedy. And then our Prime Minister, PM10, all threats to national security, whether driven by racism, religious bigotry or political opportunism, will not be tolerated. Extreme attitude, discriminatory behavior based on race, lineage or skin color must be stopped immediately.
Just to build on that question, because we see now towards the time after, during independence, there's always these articles that come out, politicians that say, we must practice the Rukun Negara, not just memorize it. The Ministry of Unity had launched its campaign, Taat Setia Rukun Negara. It's a new campaign. We saw the Selangor Youth and Sports Entrepreneurship Committee Chairman Muhammad Najwan Halimi, who set a Malaysia Book of Records by reciting the Rukun Negara on top of Gunung Kinabalu. So we see all these moves.
Yeah.
But is it just a form of theatrics, while at the core, all we want to do is maintain the status quo? We don't want to change for the better. What do you say to that, Tan Sri?
Well, I think from words, from speeches, from exhortation, there is, of course, people want unity and harmony.
Yeah.
People want. But go and recite that on the top of Mount Kinabalu, will not achieve that. It has to be translated into actionable practices.
Yes, definitely.
This is why I'm really keen promoting Harmoni-Mesra, because it has, we have already shown at UCSI University that it is implementable, and we have we are dealing with young people, our students, and we are dealing with our staff as well. This can be done at school level. This can be done by other organizations. Yeah.
Okay.
But we need to be constantly reminded. You see, kerana mulut, badan, binasa. Okay. If you are a sportsman, your tool of business is a
racket or something.
A racket of golf club, whatever.
Yeah.
If you are a musician, your tool of business is that. What is the tool of business of a politician?
The media.
It's their mouth.
Yes.
And they forget Kerana mulut, badan, binasa. They forget about
They
that.
forgot about. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Tan Sri. That's going to be the title of this video. Kerana mulut, badan. I love that. Long time. So, in terms of the current political climate you see now, I think this is more relevant and more needed now than ever before. What's your thoughts of the way politics is being practiced today? With respect to the fifth Rukun Negara, which is morality and compassion.
Leaders, political leaders must continue to remind their members about all this, not just to recite without understanding or rather appreciating the implication of what you say. So this is the thing, but it is part of, I don't know whether it's part of human genome that they say.
Human genome.
There is the ideals and there is the human weakness.
Yeah.
So it is, you cannot achieve 100% that. So there must be in between. But as long as we don't get the people with the wrong genes to get to the top, I think we can make progress, but not as fast as we would like.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, that was Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Omar Abdul Rahman, who's graced us with his presence today. Thank you so much, Prof. and Tan Sri, for sharing all this. We'll be sharing the videos to his 4 episodes, I think, from 4 episodes that you have recorded on this.
Well, I have already combined all the 4 episodes into our discussion this morning.
Okay, this morning. But I'll be sharing the links as well, so you guys can have a look at those videos. Really amazing. And when I was watching, it was quite inspiring as well. Links to his, all his stuff that he has written as well will be shared in this video description. So do have a read and Thank you so much, Tan Sri, for doing that.
The videos, I delve a bit more detail into each of the 4 components. But our discussion this morning covers the salient, the important parts of the 4 things together.
Thank you so much, Tan Sri. Thank you for being here. Guys, that was again Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Omar Abdul Rahman. He's a legend and he's one of the key people in this country, and he's achieved so much, and we are so blessed and proud to have him on this podcast. We'll see you all soon, guys. Many amazing episodes coming your way. Take care. Bye.